In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Hello and greetings. This is Muhammad Suleiman Ahmadzai, and I'm here with a new session for you, my friends. Try to focus on the keyword category. It's a category where you already know a lot of things, but still, we're going to do something new with it. First, for example, we open a photo and work on the photo. So in auto, you understand that, for example, I have opened a photo. Look here, if we want to copy a part, a section, or a piece of the photo ourselves at any time. What's the most important thing to do first here? It's selection. Otherwise, you'll see that the cut option is disabled. Copy is also disabled. In the previous program, until we made a selection, these options were disabled. For example, let's make a selection. First, we select, and then if we copy and later paste, it's clear that it creates a copy for us from that selection. The shortcut is Control C for copy, and Control V is for paste. If we want to work with our keyboard, but we learned an easier way yesterday. Previously, when we held down Control and dragged with the mouse, we would move it. It gets copied for us. Whereas if we didn't do that, it would just move the original for us. Again, we could tell it to cut or use Ctrl+X and then paste, meaning the whole object itself gets moved. Like this time, if I select it, I move it. It's like a cut move, meaning the object itself moves with us. And if we wanted, we could also work in such a way that, for example, we have two complete Paint programs open, or we want to have another program. Not just Paint either. For example, we say, let's transfer a picture from here to here. Then you select that picture, and from there you either say copy or cut. If you want the original, you use cut. If you want a copy, you use copy. You go to the other page, and then either press Ctrl+V or select paste. In the end, it pastes it for you. But the method using Ctrl+Move, as we said, is an easier way than the design program for copying. Alright, so after scanning, after doing copy and paste, Ctrl+X, Ctrl+C, and Ctrl+V are also their shortcuts. Here, we have something called Paste From. Paste From here is a new button that we didn't have in the previous two programs. Paste From works like Open on the surface. For example, you select a picture, it opens it, and imports the image here for you, or you go and say you need another picture. You select another picture. It also imports that image here for you. Here again, some people ask, so what's the difference between this and Open? Why shouldn't I just do this with Open? It's a bit different from Open, meaning it doesn't work exactly like Open. It has some features that Open doesn't have. So, for example, what's the difference with Open? The first difference is that with Open, you can't open more than one image at a time. For example, if you tell it that you need to work on this image, and at the same time you want to open another image as well. Like here or somewhere else, you want to open another image. When you go back to Open, you can't do this. The first image will be completely replaced by the new one, meaning you can't have two images open at the same time. That's what happens if you do this with Open. Whereas if I did this using Paste From. For example, if I told it to do this for us, I would tell it, for example, to bring the first image onto this other image that we want to open. What do I do? Again, just like with Paste From, I open the image once. Now I select another image as well. Of course, both of these are two separate images. Right now, we can do steps 3, 4, and 5 as well. That means we can import more than one image at the same time onto the page, whereas with Open, we couldn't do that. What's the second feature of Paste From? Usually, the image that opens with changes is actually a copy of the image. It doesn't open the original image. That's why any changes we make won't affect the original image. For example, here we have an image called 3.3. Let's take a copy of this image. For instance, this image. I'm going to copy it. Copy. Desktop. Let's paste it. Now, if we want to open this image using Open, let's see what happens. Should I go to Open, or should I use Paste From at the beginning? Let's go to Paste From. I'll say, on the desktop, we pasted an image, bring that one for us. Now, if we want to make changes to the image, we write something on it or want to make some edits. You draw something on it, or basically, you do some work on it. So for example, we drew an object. When we save this, it actually gets saved as a separate file because we said that it doesn't make changes to the original file. Now, let's go to the original file. Try to see on the desktop, there are two files. So now there are two separate files from the original. If we open the original file, there's absolutely nothing changed in it. That's because we didn't open the original file. We had opened the copy of the file. The changes we made were applied to the copy. Paste frame always opens the copy of the file. So that's one of its features too. You always make some changes. Do your drawing, do your editing, and then you'll see that your original file is still in its place. So if you realize you made a mistake and decide you don't want these changes, your original photo won't get ruined because the original stays right there. Open doesn't do this. Open usually just opens the photo itself. So if you make any mistakes or changes, those changes get saved directly onto your file. For example, let's say I tell it to open this photo, and I want the same changes I made before to show up here in the same way. We say, for example, draw an object here for us. We mistakenly save it just like that. Later, we realize that we didn't want it, but by then, the changes have already been saved. They've been saved on the original photo itself. Because when you use Open, it opens the original photo for you. It's the original photo, and once it's gone, it's really impossible to get it back. Meaning, your original photo gets ruined. But if it's opened as a copy, for example, and you delete it, then it's fine. So, there won't be any problem with the original photo. So, what's the main difference between these two? It's between paste from and open. That's why we usually use paste to open photos. We use it more often. And finally, dear friends, I ask you that if you find these videos helpful, please like the videos and subscribe to the channel to support us and help the channel grow. Hope to see you in the next sessions. Goodbye.